Stephanie Cutter, Deputy Campaign Manager for the President's re-election campaign. Okay, you've heard those comments by Steve Rattner. The President himself last night raising money at a hedge fund, the home of a hedge fund president whose hedge fund is twice the size of Bain, seemed to also praise the idea of risk-taking and this or that. So what are you attacking there? Why are you attacking this one failure, essentially, of Bain Capital out of others? Why are you singling this out?
Well, first of all, Chuck, it's not an attack. It's pointing out some of the facts of what Mitt Romney's business experience really entails. And, you know, Steve Rattner made a very good point yesterday morning, that Mitt Romney's business experience wasn't about job creation. We knew that. Mitt Romney finally admitted that. It was about wealth creation. And we're pointing out an example of one of the many deals where Romney did whatever it took to create that wealth for himself and for his investors. And it came at great cost. You know, Romney walked away with 150% return on his investments. But the workers, as you saw in that video yesterday, it was a really powerful video. Let me just make one last point.
No, okay.
You know, they were left without jobs. Romney reaped so many profits out of that company that they underfunded their pensions, so the federal government had to come in and bail out the pension fund. And they were left without benefits.
So what is it that you're trying to, so what you're saying is he disqualified to be president because he worked for a private equity firm?
Absolutely not. This has nothing to do with private equity. This has to do with Mitt Romney making the central premise of his campaign for presidency. The central qualification for him to be president is his business experience, which he says gives him the experience to grow the economy. So we're simply pointing out what that experience is. What are the values and lessons he took from that business experience, because he's promised to take those same values and lessons into the Oval Office. And what does that mean for the country? We're already kind of seeing what it would mean for the country, because if you look at the policies, the economic policies that he's put on the table, they represent those same values and lessons. The people at the top do very well. The people in the middle are left holding the bag. That's not how we create a strong economy. That's not how we create an economy that lasts for the long term.
Is this story, though, of GST Steel, is it really fair reflection of Mitt Romney's leadership, since he was not running day-to-day operations at Bain? Well, in fact, who was there was a man by the name of Jonathan Levine,
right,
who is
not running for president,
who works for Bain, a managing director now,
and is a donor to our campaign.
Is a big donor to your campaign. Helped raise over $100,000.
Jonathan Levine is not running for president, and once again, this is not about private equity and whether or not he could run his business any way he sees fit. This is a question of whether the way he ran that business qualifies him to be president as he says it does. And yes, it is fair to put GS Steel on the table for Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney cut that deal. Mitt Romney reaped the benefits of that deal. And you know, the plant closed in 2001. In 2002, Mitt Romney still listed himself as 100% owner of Bain Capital and didn't resign as president and CEO until a year later. So it's absolutely fair. They can say that he left to run the Olympics, but he was still running that firm, and he still made a lot of money off that deal.
Any discomfort taking money, though, from somebody like Mr. Levine at Bain, if you believe Bain's practices here were essentially
this is about Mitt Romney.
Anti-middle class?
This is about Mitt Romney.